all of my lovely, beautiful, creative creatures, subscribers, soul fam. Um, just listening to a bit of reggae music. If you are new here, welcome. I go by Sophia, and this is Divinity Within Thee, where we take time to get in touch with the divine that exists within each one of us. So today, you guys, there's so much going on, like galactically, energetically, like in the everywhere, right? If you're new here, I'm a psychic, intuitive. I channel. I'm a medium. I speak to ancient deities, ancestors, aliens, past people. And today, especially, and recently, especially, there's been a lot of ancestral energy that has been moving around. That was at 111. So we're just restarting. We're having this nice new refresh, and we're just kind of coming back into what was. I had some pretty prophetic dreams. Let me make sure you can hear me really quick. Hold on. Let me make sure you can hear me. Okay, they love to fuck with me. Can you hear me, meow? Can you hear me, meow? Hey, ciao, Anna. I can see you down here. Hey, ciao. So yeah, dream state has been pretty intense lately, and there has been so much that's coming through, especially a lot of ancestral knowledge, and not just from this planet, but also from, um, yes, thank you, from past planets. Okay, so we're I'm gonna start with our little prayer spell. Today I'm using some white sage, some California sage here. I'm just gonna get it a little bit and let it. A little bit of sage goes a long way. Dear universe, source, creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, ancient deities, ancient ancestors, protectors, guardians. I'm gonna say animals, elementals, archangels, Galactic Federation of Love, Light, and all the other beings that are here, all the earth and I guess that would be like elemental spirits. We thank thee for your presence, for your blessings, for your protection, for your guidance, for your clear and concise and precise messages. So mote it be. We ask thee kindly to keep us in a state of protection, that any entities, spirits, energies, grooming spirits, handlers, or just haters in general that are out here, trying to mess with me or my collective, may you return to sender any of their negative objectives and any of their hateful energies. Can it be transmuted and returned to thee in the form of health, wealth, abundance, and love? So mote it be. So it is. Um, and any of them wishing ill will, harm, malice to maim or misuse magic or work with black magic or anything dark, evil, or sinister in nature, we return that to sender. It has no space here, so mote it be. So, guys, um, white sage is really good. You guys may need to do some different types of clearing or cleansing. This can be a thing. Um, I know even I was just watching like a reader that I watch maybe, and like yesterday or today or something, and he was talking about doing like a saltwater cleanse, like doing putting salt and doing it on the mirrors, right? Because there's a lot of energy that's still moving through. There's a lot of timelines that are collapsing, and so I was having these prophetic dreams this morning, and I was like, "What is going on?" And it was like we were really grounded in nature, but there was a lot of can I explain some of it? They don't want me to share all, but they want me to share some. So I was we were frantically trying to find some type of clothing. We are going through like used clothing somehow. and like things that we were going to get rid of, things that didn't that we weren't that attached to. So I feel like there was something like we were getting wet, or we were getting there's something that was happening, right? To where we needed to wear these like old clothes, if that makes sense. And I just remember trying to put on these socks, right? And looking at all these different socks, and I'm like, it's gonna be cold. And so we're going there, and we're out on this boat, and we're like at the top deck on this boat, and the water is kind of like it's like there's almost a storm. It's almost looking almost like an electrical storm of some nature, right? Like where there's kind of lightning, but the sky is kind of flashing and shocking. And um so as I'm looking up, I'm like, what's going on? And I look up and I see it's almost like the way that I can describe it is almost like a cloaking. Okay. It's like I could see, can I explain the ships? I could see these ships. Now, I've seen a lot of these ships cloaked inside of clouds. I've been seeing them for like over a year, right? And they go in like little fleets of ships. It's really cool, and there's different species, and they have different styles of like these spaceships, and they cloak them behind clouds. But what I was seeing in this very vivid dream state was this was looking more like geometric, like almost like a cube, or maybe it could have been the bottom of some type of shape or a pyramid or something, um, but it was definitely like cubist in nature, like kind of big. There was a few of them. And what was happening is like the electrical storm was kind of coming, and the um it's like the cloak, like the I don't know how else to call it, like as I'm explaining it, it's like a cloaking, it's like basically like imagine like an invisibility cloak or something, like someone puts it on and then it's like it's almost like it was like short circuiting, right? It's like there was a projection that was like cloaking them or covering them up, and it was kind of like short circuiting with this electrical shock, or current that was kind of happening. And it was more like it wasn't like big lightning or something that was happening. It was little. It was like looking kind of like an electrical storm, kind of like how it did. It's like and like Arizona or something, right? Like in the desert. And I was like, wow, what does this mean? And but I wasn't getting the feeling that we were being attacked by them, or that we were being taken away by them. It's like we were out there waiting to receive something. It's like almost in the like the energy that I picked up is almost like when the military like drops off like packages, when they're dropping stuff from planes and stuff. It's almost like this is what we were like trying to get somebody or something, and I'm not exactly sure um what it was that we were trying to retrieve, but I know it was something that we had to be present to make sure where it was going. Maybe I don't really know. I kind of like woke up after that, and I was like, wow, what is this like electrical storm in the desert? And they were kind of showing me like um, something about a prophecy, right? About a prophecy, because what came to me was this because I was like, what kind of ships are these? Like what aliens have these ships, right? I'm just like, let's be real, right? Let's be real, right? Um, and so I was like, what? And so I realized that these are kind of like, they're like draconian. Are they reptilian in nature? Okay, so they're reptilian? No, they're draconian or draconian. Okay, so they're draconian, which if you guys don't know what that is, okay, like we're just gonna go there, and maybe I'm gonna lose a lot of you, and that is what it is. But the draconians are basically they're looking more like the last dragon. You know what I'm saying? They're looking more like dragon reptiles, but kind of like, you know, they're not reptilian, but they're looking a little reptilian, but like more with like a rounder shape, like dragon type head, right? So anyways, the point of this scenario is we were collecting something. And I don't know if we were collecting it before someone else was, or if someone, am I going to get someone in trouble? Sorry, blessings, whoever's, whatever. I have to give the message, I guess. So it's like someone from the inside, right? Um, was like making a drop, doing a drop for us, right? So it was like a covert mission, essentially, that was happening on another plane, another dimensional plane. And now the thing is, when I came to, of course, I start to look up like what are some prophecies and things like this, right? Why? Why, you ask? The reason why is because a lot of the times when my feed gets stopped and I get cut off is generally when I'm talking about the draconian order, right? The Draco order. And basically what this is this is they want to do like transhumanism, right? So I go off you guys a lot of times about the AI, and actually this is what it is, because the reptilians, like anything that's like a reptilian type entity, so this is like the dragons, they're, they're like lizard people as well. Um, they have the access through the media, right? Through the cameras, through the social media, through news outlets, through things like this, right? And so that's how they're able to kind of see and kind of manipulate and be in it all the time. And what they want is they want to conjoin, basically. They want like a transhumanization. And I've been talking about this for like quite some time, but like at least over a year. And I've been telling you guys, um, I when Divine Feminine was really waking up, and when all this stuff, when Three Eye Atlas came last year, or it was coming last year, and it was like becoming very clear. Like they were very clear. They were like, listen, like either we're seeing love or like we're like not dealing with it. Like you guys remember this movie? What is it called? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and they're like the guy's rescuing the guy because the guy was his best friend on Earth, but they're gonna build a cosmic highway, and so they're gonna destroy the planet, right? So basically, let's just consider it something a little bit like that. I'm not sure if they're trying to destroy the whole planet, but they basically have a darker agenda, and that's like the transhumanization, right? And that's like all of the billionaires, like the people from the Ep files and all of this stuff, like this type of class of people, this is what they want, right? They've already been doing it. They've already been making clones and all this weird stuff, right? And so I'm just like, okay, this is weird, right? But this is their order. This is the yeah, this is the draconian order. And so that's like basically their objective, right? That's their objective. So it's not necessarily like good or bad. It's just like many of the higher species don't really feel that humans, like if we can just get the humans to program these new machines and get the humans to agree to enter, like intermixing, interweaving, their human brain with the AI, then we don't need humans anymore. Then we can clone, then we can birth, then we can replicate, then all of this, all of this, all of this. You know what I'm saying? So basically you guys need to look at it like that. It's uh like the movie The Matrix, right? Like this movie is more of an actual documentary than something else, okay? So this is like the draconian order, right? To grow humans, to use them to harvest their energy, their life force energy. And if they don't have to deal with the dying and all this other bullshit, and they can just breed them, right? Then they don't need and so basically, so I wake up, right? And I'm like, okay, this is really a lot. And so I start researching, right, about the desert and the prophecies, and of course, like the Hopi, right? The Hopi are like Native American, okay? Now we call them Indian, Native American, Native Indian, which is bullshit, because actually that was just Columbus being a dingleberry, thinking that he fucking sailed to the East Indies and he was calling them Indians because he thought he had landed in fucking India. So let's just move that out of the way, okay? I have really strong Native American guides that sit with me. My strongest Native American guide would be looking like a chief that came straight out of a fucking desert or a jungle, like some shit, right? And what's crazy is when I go to different places in the world and they're spiritual, they see him. They see him. I have like also this very old, like maybe like I would say like Peruvian or Amazonian type like medicine mama. Also, like those are two of my strongest guides that sit with me. And so I sat and I was like, okay, what is this? Right. And so I started looking up, I started tuning in. What are all these prophecies, these Hopi prophecies, all these different prophecies? And there's like prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. But anyways, the point is the Hopi prophecy came into play and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is what I've been saying. Basically, this is what I told everybody like last year is like, here's the deal. Either we learn how to honor, we serve and worship and honor the goddess, the mother, the female, the child, right? Either we're on this, um, either we're on this like space, right? And we understand like that nature, that mother nature, that we're organic in nature, right? That's what we're here on this earth. And when we birth, right, the feminine is the portal between the ethers and the physical plane. She's eating the physical earth, the organic substances that's birthing this organic being into this organic space. Okay, so imagine all of this. Now, what the Hopi what they talk about is basically in the end of days. Now, this is fucking crazy. So I started going deep down this rabbit hole because for me, I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. The aliens, that whatever. The majority of them are here to help us ascend. They don't really care, but there is like these lower frequencies, right? And those are the ones where the sex demons and the greed, the gluttony, like all of the people that are like connected to most of our like government, our officials, our leaders, everybody in the Epstein files, like all of those are like reptilian and draconian in nature. Okay, just so you guys can kind of understand. They feed off of feeding, fucking, fighting. Okay, so they create wars. Now, these Hopi fucking prophecies, you guys, these ancient prophecies, okay, talked about what the times would look like when the end, when Armageddon or the end of days or whatever would come. They even have a prophecy about a red-hatted red red-hatted individual that would start the wars that happen in America, that would spread across the world, that could potentially end in like a nuclear holocaust. Okay, so guess what? Guess who wears a red hat? That's fucking crazy. Guess who we call orange Dumpty, bro. So, like an orange and red head and red hat, bro. Like these prophecies were literally talked about thousands of years ago, and they talk about how there will be this time, okay, when these people come back, right? When these beings come back from the sky, and they basically give when there's a. So the main Hopi prophecy is about a blue star, right? The return of this blue star. And when this blue star returns, it will be the last like sign or symbol of the coming of days. And then we will have the choice to then either basically be with nature, be with God, the divine, right? Divinity and nature, mother, child, nature, and be in harmony with that, or we're going towards this technology, right? Which is basically the AI, which is moving towards transhumanization, right? And it shows these fucking old prophecies, these old pictures, all of this stuff. Like I was watching this guy talking about these prophecies in 19 fucking 72, you guys. Like I went back. Like it wasn't just like some people made this shit on AI. Like this is real things, real chiefs talking about this. And basically what they're talking about is there will be two paths, there will be two ways. One will be the technology, which will keep going, which will keep us separated from being organic and working with the earth, the organic timeline. And I keep talking about this, you guys. Like I've been telling you guys about this for a while, the organic timeline and the fucking Terminator timeline, right? Like you choose which do you want, right? Boycott some weird shit because I don't want to, like, I'm not going to that timeline. Most people, if you're probably here, you're probably not going to that timeline. You're probably staying more on the organic timeline, the natural timeline, but this is actual real shit, right? So I'm like, okay. So then I start going even deeper. And so what it talks about is basically like everything that's happening, right? There's nine main signs or symbols that will bring us to the times, that will let us know that are signs of the times. One is like there will be roads, like there will be pathways or roads that will go as long as we can tell. They will be like smooth, right? So this is like all the roads, the paved roads, pavements. There will be metal, metal, excuse me, metal birds in the sky that are dropping things. Okay, so these are war planes, right? These are war birds, metal war birds. Okay, that these are bombing, right? That's what's happening. Is and it will be that this person, the wars will start. It literally fucking says, you guys, the wars, the root of the wars and the cause of the wars will be started in the Americas, and they will spread out. And everyone who has not, who has defied the Almighty, who has defied nature itself, and to become and to be in unison with nature, that has gone so far away on these inventions and these technologies, right? That has separated so far from nature and earth and what is natural. They will surely die. They will surely perish, essentially, right, you guys? And so they're saying that basically that the land needs to be returned to the women, the children, and the indigenous that know how to rule it. Because basically, one of the biggest signs is that all of the land, like all the different four, it's like they split the world into four, right? And there's four, like four main land keepers. They were given the they were dubbed like the earth angels, right? The earth protectors, the earth tenders. And they basically said, like, when in these four regions of the planet, the land has been taken away from the keepers, right? Then this will happen. Then the war will happen. It will start in the Americas. It will spread. It will cause one thing to go against. Um, they will use separation and religion and blah 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 blah. Like literally every fucking thing. And when the waters, when there's black that's spilling in the waters, the oil spills that's already happening in the ocean. Literally, it's like verbatim every fucking thing that's happening right now. And the man that creates the fucking war with the red hat, bro, that started in the America because of due to greed. And basically what it talks about is everybody will be worshiping false idols, right? And they will be treating money, right? Money and power and control as the god. They will be worshiping that. They will be asleep and unaware. So the people, so this is basically like the Indians version, right? This is the Indians version of like the fucking rapture, you guys. This is the prophecy of the apocalypse. And they're like, basically, when the blue star comes, then we'll have like 1 year or something like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because you guys, I said this last year when Three Eye Atlas came. What they said is they said they wanted, basically what I was saying is that either women, the goddess, will be reseated in her position, and she will be worshipped, and she will be running like what's going on. Like we'll either switch to a matriarchal society and woman will be reseated in her proper position, and we're going to have to be in a more indigenous people are going to have to be the ones that are working with this because they understand how to work with the land. Okay, and so this is what I was talking about. And I was saying also that basically the way that the earth, the way that what they were saying is essentially they wanted to eradicate mankind because mankind was the virus. Man was the virus. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, do you mean like man, like if they have a ding-a-ling, like man is going to be deleted, or like man, like as in mankind. And they're like, we haven't decided yet. You let us know. You're the doula for the new earth. So they basically offered me like step off, step out. You can step onto the fucking ships. You can make an exit now, and we can just end this all now. Because basically, what they showed me is that the earth will reclaim itself. And then I'm reading all of these Native American prophecies, and guess what? That's exactly what it says. That these parasitic, these virus type people, these evil people, these demonic entities that are not here, that are not organic in nature, that are not trying to be on this planet, working with the nature, then Mother Nature herself, the planet itself, will start to take them, whether it's by sickness or flooding or fires or explosion, like whatever, it will take them. So, how's that? How's that for some fucking shit, right? Like, how's that for some shit? Bye, and yes, you have to go. Sorry, I'm not really. Um, if you're new here, I'm like super ADHD since I got hit in the face by a blunt force trauma by a truck. I have to stay focused when I'm channeling to get all the information out that they want me to share with you. So, anyways, it wasn't about necessarily just the aliens, and I think that part of that was basically talking about um, you know, not all of them are bad. Like, not all of the reptilians, not all of the draconians are evil, right? I think basically what they were showing me, because what happened is like a long time before. So I go really, really far back, right? My ancestral goes really back. Like I'm a Lyran, not Lyran, Lyran high priestess, right? So they're basically the cat-headed individuals, and they're like they seeded humanity here, right? They seeded humanity, but they showed me all this stuff, when my planet, when there was this whole war and my planet, um, they blew up my planet and all this stuff, right? All this crazy shit. And so in this whole process, um, I've gotten to see, like, that's why I'm like this ancient, like primordial energy, but I've gotten to see all of that. And that's why they're saying, like, come on, we'll just let the earth recycle itself. Like, these people are cruel and angry and greedy and all this stuff. And so what I started telling people last year when I started channeling, I was like, basically, like, imagine we're on, like a imagine you have funding, right? Like, imagine you have an investor or um, funding or something like this, right? And they're like, we're gonna cut you down, like, but actually, like, we don't have the budget to let your Earth, your planet keep going because you guys seem to be destroying it on your own. This isn't exactly what we expected. And so we're just gonna have to we're gonna have to pull the plug on this. We're gonna have to cut the funding on this. And so what I was joking about last year is telling everybody, the thing that you have to do is just imagine we're on like this, imagine we're on this cosmic galactic, like, fucking real life, right? Real life, real earth life, right? I know we joke about this all the time, but imagine that, right? And we're basically attempting to not prove, but also kind of prove, like, that we're a species worth not destroying, right? Like, because we have this ability to have love and emotion, we have this extra ability to really have this compassion and this love. So, um, if you think about it, because this is exactly what our species and our planet is made, is from this source, right? From love, not from logic, not from whatever, from love. And so they just think that we had gotten so far away from it. And so I'm just like, no, 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 no. Like, let's wake everybody. They're just asleep. It's cool. We're just gonna wake them up a little bit. We're just gonna turn the lights on and off. We're just gonna strobe. We're gonna strobe those lights. Give some cop knocks on the door, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna wake everybody up a little bit, and we're gonna see. You're gonna see. You're gonna see. People love each other. You're gonna love it. And they were like, nah. Like, they led me to this spot. It was fucking crazy. And they were like, go to the top of this fucking rope and we'll fucking come and get you. And I was like, you're gonna try to make me jump? Because they're like, you're gonna have to jump. And I was like, jump off? Like, no, 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 no. But it was like jumping like a like quantum jumping, right? Like time jumping. And so I was like, no, no, wait a moment, because I know what happens, right? Because I seen that movie. So I know what happens when you take that dude away, then you destroy the planet, right? And you try to not tell him so it doesn't hurt his feelings, but really. So, anyways, we're basically in this like interesting time lapse, is kind of how they showed it to me. And we're in this time lapse, and they're seeing what can happen. And it's basically like the Andean prophecies, which say either things are going to be returned to the indigenous people, right? To the people of the land, the keepers of the land, the protectors of the land, the tribe people. And it's like basically what their prophecy says is within these old souls, these ancient souls or these primordial souls, all of the knowledge and the information will start to wake up to teach us and to lead us how to go back to these old ways. Now, what is going back to the old ways? Like matriarchal, you know, societies, right? And this is basically what the prophecies are saying, is that if we do that and we can prove, right, after the blue star comes before, because if we think about it, I mean, if you really want to break it down, before 3I Atlas was coming by last year, everybody was fucking freaking out. They weren't sure what was going to happen. There was a lot of like electromagnetic storms and all this other stuff that was happening, but people weren't sure if it was going to just zap the whole grid, if it was going to like be another Atlantis. And like, this is what I was channeling last year, that they were like trying to decide. And I was like, whoa, 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 because there is a bunch of us down here that are here to do some work. And yeah, so I was also really fucking cool, because between me and you guys, it's like I'd never felt like I had like a family, even though I had a big family. They're always really fucking cold and fucking abusive, like a family full of narcissists. And I was just like, what? This can't be it. Where is my real fucking people? Where is my real family? Like, I don't fucking belong here. This is not normal. What is happening? And then like three eye Atlas came, and I'm like, wow, I never felt like so loved, so supported. And this is a part of, we have many spiritual awakenings, but this is a huge part of the spiritual awakening, is when you start to feel like that connectivity to source, to creator, to something, to higher, more divine powers that may. Like, I definitely connect to my angels and to the divine and source creator and the universe, but like this is some like more ancient shit. And I was like, whoa. And I finally, like, since then I've really been able to find like this inner solace and peace, because I was like, they showed me who I was and where I came from and all this other stuff. And yeah, it was cool. I was channeling like dead planet dialects and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, so this is basically where we are. We're in this prophetic time, Also with the Hopi, like also the Native Americans had the prophecy when the albino bison buffalo was born, and they've had like two born in the last like 5 or 10 years, like two, not one but two. Like, how many do you need a sign of your sign? Because that's what I feel like. Some people be needing a sign of your sign, you know? Um, uh, if you desire to root yourself from your entire existence. I don't understand. I don't understand what this person's saying. Hold on. I want to go back. Hey, Heidi. All your old boyfriends are dead. You've been fired because of COVID. Oh, amazing. Consider yourself free. What is your purpose, whoever you are, over here talking shit? Black Widow Heidi. You guys, I love that. Like, this is why I wish I could fucking, I wish my ADHD would really, or actually, I just need to have, I need to fix my tablet because when I had the tablet, I could have a device much closer to me and I could see all the, I could see the content, but it's so far for me to see it over here. Um, uh, live the highest vibration is impossible to contain it. It may also be extremely elusive. Yeah. Can't be encompassed with the loving light and remain here. Choose your path and stay on it. Shall we go for three buffalo? Right? We need a sign here, sign. You know it's really funny, Steve, right? Is like so many people come on here and they think I'm just like the fucking the devil. They think I'm just like some imaginary person that's like just trying to talk to aliens shit. And like, no, bro. No, I'm actually like the blueprint seeding of fucking humanity, and that's where I come from. I'm that primordial, pre-Jesus, bro. As I came back in Sophia and taught him, he taught under Sophia. Okay, guys, like I'm I have nothing against people connecting to the divine, to source creator. Okay. Now, creation itself, this planet itself, creation itself is Shakti, which is feminine and nature. Like everything in nature is born through mostly everything in nature. There's a few that aren't, but like is born or conceived via the feminine and comes from the ethers, from this thought into the physical via feminine. Okay. There's a few that don't, but that's because of women in plants, like for instance, the seahorses. The seahorses and fucking seashells. Yeah, but they protect them. They grow them. They protect them. Because they want the baby to keep a nice figure. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys. So many of you guys may be the high priestess energy too. Discernment, um, precedence, prophecy, and vision. Bro, you guys, hello. And basically, this is something that the prophecies talk about too, is that there will be these new people that come bearing the information of these prophecies and all this stuff, right? Like, I mean, I have strong Native American connectivity, but you know, it's like I haven't really tapped into any of these prophecies or any of this stuff in quite some time. And it's so crazy, right? Um, but yeah, the more, and the thing is, right, like I tell people, write down your visions, write down your dreams, right? Because it's not necessarily that thing, right? What they're showing me, like what I mainly picked up is like one, like they're not trying to attack. They're not gonna fucking like, we're not gonna have an alien invasion. They're already like here. Okay? It's like when I showed you guys that clip, the Terminator clip, and he was like, both your parents are already dead. He called the dog the wrong name, and he was just like, they're dead. So they've already infiltrated. The zombie apocalypse is already mass underway, and that's people that are just staring into their screen and don't have the ability to connect with one another. They don't have the ability to have a conversation. They're just blum 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 blum. And you know, so we're not going to be having this crazy over invasion. They're just there, they're monitoring, but they're already like they're already amongst us, right? Anybody that's like stuck with addiction, with anger, with fear, with jealousy, with greed, with resentment, with hatred, with, you know, that wants to start wars, that wants to fight, like that doesn't, you know, that throws trash into nature. Like all of these things are, it's just, it's everything. Think of everything in frequency, in vibration, frequency, and light, right? Isn't that what Tesla said? So it's just different grades, right? They're just a more murky, like more shady. You know what I'm saying? Hello, new people. If you haven't learned to accept death, same as life, you'll live forever. And that sounds good as long as you learn to love in context. Um, oh, you've had a lot of weird dreams, gypsy people you don't even know, and a group of people dressed in black at a funeral. Interesting. I saw a lot of interesting, like, gypsy people. I also saw like different like religious type people similar like this in white and in black, like but this is what I pick up, mostly pick up from it is like, as far as the groups that are like that, it's almost like religion being opium for the masses, right? Because your connectivity, like gnosis, is the actual application of learning and experiencing the connectivity to source yourself, right? You don't need a middleman between you and God. Like, you don't need a middleman between you and source, creator, divine. Like, you don't, what? For what? That doesn't even make any sense. So what? They can collect some money along the way? Like, that's literally taxing, like literally. And that's, we're kind of removing that program from what's going on. And the reality is like, energy is infinite. Energy never dies. We can transmute it, right? We can transmute it. It can transition a little bit to something else, or it has to move from one thing to the next. But it doesn't just dissipate, right? And so all these light workers and beings, you guys, all of you guys, the collective is out here on this cat energy. You're on independence and you're on healthy boundaries. Look at this energy of 18, which is 9, which is basically completion. 9 is the energy of completion. We're completing the cycle. We're like, no, you know what? Actually, we don't need to transmute your energy. And this is the whole thing about how religion programmed, like my buddy Jesus, okay, my brother, okay, brother, sister shit, right? He was an ascended master, is an ascended master. He was teaching the knowledge of how people could do the same things that he did, right? He learned them from Sophia. She was feminine. His greatest teacher was feminine. That's what he studied under for lots of years until he made his reappearance. So, anyways, what this is basically creating these healthy boundaries, and this independence from this is the light beings, the indigos, the light warriors, the rainbows, the crystalline, all these people that came here, right? These chosen few, these 144,000, these souls that came here to literally raise the consciousness, gave ends. That's what we're doing, is we're like, actually, no, we're not playing, we're awakening Christ conscious, but we're not playing that patriarchal Jesus card, which how the patriarchy put Jesus in that space is by making it about worshiping a man and one man dying for everybody's sins. No, being born into this physical form and dying is how you fulfill your own karma and heal and die for your own sins. Nobody else. That's the big thing where they fucked up, right? I mean, they didn't fuck up because they've been making people feel guilty and doing whatever, but really, karma. It's a balance, right? Karma is only a bitch if you were a bitch, right? If you're a bitch, then karma's probably going to be a bitch because you probably did bitchy ass fucked up shit. And so it's just about an energetics coming back plus some. It's return. So this is why we're moving into this energy of the cat, right? Which is 9. We're completing this by saying, no, I'm creating my boundaries. I'm transmuting, I'm working on my karma. I'm working on my stuff. I'm working on my family, whatever. And by doing that, I'm creating these boundaries, these healthy boundaries, right? In this cat energy, right? Saying, okay, I'm going to rest. I'm going to repair the nervous system. I'm going to create these boundaries, and I'm going to use my discernment, this high priestess energy. I'm going to use my discernment because now my intuition is also very heightened because we have all these extra archangels and spirit guides and oversouls that are here to guide us and lead us on our way. Owl, deception or wisdom. Okay. So this knowledge and this information we get can be a double-edged sword, right? And this is exactly what's going on with AI. Even though great, we can get a lot more information, there's also a lot of deception. Who programmed that? Who is programming that? The fucking pedo billionaires are the ones that are programming it. So the information is still as limited as they programmed our history books, or they teach us, or they don't teach us, right? So the owl, the wisdom, the knowledge or the information that we get can either be deceptive. This can either be deception or wisdom. Just because it's coming from somebody old or a source that seems to know more doesn't make it law. Okay? And that's how we have to use our discernment and our boundaries to know the difference, to know what is for us instead of people being like, you need to fucking pray. Bro, I pray probably more than anybody you ever met. Guaranteed. I'll be doing protection praise all day, all night. Like, what? You don't need to tell me I need to pray. And I definitely ain't worshiping no false idol man. That's for sure. Like, the divine, the most high goddess, divine, has protected me, has fed me, has housed me, has brought me all around the world and healing all kinds of people, including myself and nations and the planet. Like I don't need like what Jesus didn't do, go around telling people that they had to do something the way that he fucking said. He just is like, you want to come here? I'm going to talk about my information. If you want to sit here in my lecture, you're welcome to it. If you want to know how to apply the information that I'm teaching, I can also teach you that. But I'm just here to teach you. He was a teacher. He was a prophet, not a fucking God. And definitely not a lord. A lord is someone that owns, possesses. To lord over somebody is to own them as if they are slave, cattle, property. That is the definition of lord or lording. So no, I guaranteed nobody that is coming in divine birthright is going to be lording the fuck over anybody. And for sure, Jesus isn't going to be like, I don't like you because you said fuck, or because you did this, or because you did that. Like, no, bro. No. Yeah, these people are praying while we're out here praying, while we're staying blessed. They're preying upon us. And this is demonic in nature to come and attack and judge. God does not fucking judge. There is no judge. There is no what? Who the fuck are you? Karen? Chad? What? Normally I would say Steve, but like you on here, Steve, like not you, it's just like a funny name. But like that's what it is. And so you can take this as deception or as wisdom. You're going to tap in and find the ancient wisdom. And what they're finding is the ancient wisdom is coming from the divine feminine, the high priestess. She is the one that has been healing. She is the one that has been systematically burned at the stake or whatever because she was working. Most of the witches basically had land, grew herbs, and knew how to heal ailments that nobody else knew how to heal. When people were fucking dying, they would just heal them. They would just have the fix. And so they're like, we can't have that because we need to sell people pharmaceuticals so we can close their pineal gland and manipulate them to be in a slave state, to be in a fear state, to be in a needy state. Because if everybody still knew how to work with herbs in their garden, like, would we even be in the situation where we are? No, nobody would give a fuck because they'd just be fucking growing their own food and not giving a fuck about what the rest is going on because it wouldn't have anything to do with it. You understand? So the more that they keep us dependent, the more that they keep us separated from nature, which is the very prophecy itself is speaking about, when man becomes too separated from nature, is when the earth will fucking either swallow us. And basically what this guy is saying, this guy is saying in the 70s, right? He was like, we're already having these earthquakes, we're already having volcanoes, we're already having hurricanes and tornadoes and blah blah blah. Like, I'm sorry guys, but I don't know if you've seen this shit, but there's a big fucking storm front that's supposedly coming, that's supposed to be like more than a super El Nino, which is like crazier than any shit that we've ever even fucking touched. Coming, I think that coming towards you this winter, I think actually. So it's like we thought that we've already, I mean, like, look at all the stuff, look at the floods, look at all the crazy shit that's happened. It's been relentless and insistent. So what he basically said is that the sky gods, right? The divine brothers and sisters from the sky, didn't say angels, didn't really say gods or whatever. The divine brothers and sister beings from the sky will come and they will take us into like either below the earth or into safe fucking keeping while the earth recycles itself. And if we don't come into harmony with it, the way that these angry men, the man with the fucking red hat, swear to God, go fucking look it up. Go look it up. This isn't a new, like, this isn't an AI shit. This is actually a prophecy that was created thousands of years ago. No shit. Go check it out. This fucking this angry leader, this red-hatted angry leader would end the planet in a basically an atom bomb essentially, but they didn't know what it was, right? They didn't know what all this stuff was. um, they were talking about there would be lines and webs that connected everybody between, that people could talk to from a different side of the world. This is like the World Wide Web. Now imagine if you were like, imagine a Back to the Future thing. Okay, like basically imagine that. Imagine if somebody had a glimpse to see what was going on, and then they go back and they try to explain it with their level of communication, their understanding of words, and them trying to describe what, because they're describing, right? Scribing, describing, they're putting a picture, the story, the vision into scribing, right? And so we have to start thinking that translation and all of this shit really comes into play. And this is where I think a lot of the times, kind of like don't even really connect with it, right? Look at, and the Earth Fairy, make this up, 27. So again, the energy of nine, this completion. Okay. The Earth Fairy is about physical health, grounding, and foundation. So yeah. And basically what they talk about is there will be two kinds of people, there'll be like the righteous people. And like I said, this is literally almost like the rapture on Native American level. It's like essentially like um kind of what I picked up, right? And so the stag, pride and leadership. Yeah. And so what it also talks about is that there will be other people that come in, like they will start to bring in some of the lighter skinned people, and they will bring them in, and multiple nations will come together to create these new systems to breed this new earth or this new planet. But it will be a minimal amount of us, because a lot of these other people will have fallen into the digital, like the transhumanization. They will not be in cahoots or in harmony with nature. So if you are disharmonious with nature, with feminine, with females in general, this is going to be a big problem for you. Okay, because literally, like, this is what they're saying. Okay, this pride and leadership is coming, and and basically, yeah, like the lands have to be given back to the indigenous people. Like they're the protectors, the keepers of the land. They're the only ones that understand the systems of the land, not these bigger giants, and not, excuse me, not all of this stuff. Hold on, you guys, give me 1 second. I have to let my poor cat in before she freaks out. Come on, hurry. Yeah, come on. I'm so glad you're happy, but I did tell you I wasn't gonna move for you. Oh my goodness, guys. So, anyways, let me see what you guys have to say. Sorry. Let's see. Um, do. Yes, exactly. Spiritual human. Okay. A lot of weird dreams. Okay, yeah. Spiritual humans direct others to accept their powerlessness, and that's cloaked oppression. Um, spiritual. You mean non-spiritual or spiritual? Can be, right? Um, your cat is Anubis. That's tight. That's tight. Anubis is like my puppy cat, bro. Like, I swear to God, like I've had people even out here, Indonesians and stuff, see him with me and be like, whoa, feel the presence and see him. They're like, why is Anubis here? There. when I'm just like in there like praying and lighting my incense and they're like tripped out and I was like, oh yeah, that's my homie. That's my guard dog. Don't worry. Sophia refused to concede to the will of man, therefore was cast out. No, that was Lilith. Um, that was Lilith, but she's also it's like the way that the organized religion is just kind of like linking them all up as if they're the same, right? Like they say many times that Sophia is the same as Mary Magdalene as well, but they're not. They're all different, right? They're all actually different. And I don't want to go too fucking deep into it, but realistically, the reality is Mary Magdalene, okay, Magdalene was her name. Mary was a name that was given when you were like when you were a womb priestess, when you were training to become a high womb priestess, which means you were doing magic and womb magic. You were working with womb magic, and you were generally to birth like these high level light beings, right? So imagine if that was her job, and then they were berated and then raped and then blah blah, and so this actual being didn't come from nobody but was actually this divine. She turned what was horrific, as women have done forever in fucking history and ever and ever and ever, she turned something that was horrific into the most beautiful divine thing, as it should be, right? Because it's life itself, and because her being and her womb was so divine in nature, right? So she was supposedly studying also under Sophia. But Sophia is linked many times the same as Lilith, and Lilith was actually the first. Lilith was before Eve. Eve was created after Lilith already decided to leave the garden, was cast out or decided to leave. It's like the old story of, I broke up with her, she didn't kick me out. It's like the same thing my ex probably says, like, no, bitch, I kicked you out. That's what you can do when you're the one that pays the fucking rent, right? Matriarchy versus patriarchy is queer. No, the thing is, what people don't understand is matriarchy is not the inverse of patriarchy. Matriarchy is centered with children, and how we're working together in a symbiotic nature, and then men are like the assets. Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Hello, Florida. Hello, Florida. Let me see. And make sure you can hear me. If you guys are new here, they love to do this. They love to cut me off. They let it cut me off, especially when I get into actually dropping facts. But anyways, we were much more tapped in. We were much more advanced civilizations, and we didn't need a fucking box, you know? And this is what I was saying basically before my shit shut off, is like when I start to get when I start to go back to it and the level of technology advancement that we actually had accessibility to before they destroyed all of that information in the libraries of Alexandria, before monotheism destroyed all of that, and a lot of the female scholars that people went around the world to, like a Pesha, like to learn under, okay? When we start to realize that, and when we start to realize that women were actually in these higher positions, when we start to realize that they were actually had bigger burials, bigger people that were with them, more stuff, like it's like literally monotheism has it's the middleman between you and God. That's what they've done. They created middleman so they can fucking collect on the front and the back end. And it's like the biggest manipulation that there ever was. Yeah, Lilith was the first wife of Adam. Exactly. Exactly. She was created from earth. Yes, she was created. They were both created from clay as equals, from the clay of the earth as equals. And when when after Lilith had already bore plenty of children to Adam, he came and wanted, let's say they just wanted to do it. And she was like, cool, but I'm gonna be on top. And he was like, no, you're gonna be subservient. And she was like, listen, I did that. I bore you all the fucking children. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not gonna be subservient. I'm gonna fucking ride the pony, or we're not gonna do it. Basically, she and he's basically he refused to be beneath her, to be subservient to her. And so then he created this whole fucking thing, and she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna leave then. Fuck it, I'm out. I did my job, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? She's like, whatever, I already bore you all the children, like, you're cool. Like, you talk to God about this one. And so he tried to threaten all this stuff. And she came back at him, like, okay, well, if I leave and you're gonna do this, like, the reason why she left is because she was like, listen, I'm gonna go down and save all my children, which is like all of us on this earth plane, right? I'm gonna go save them. He's like, if you leave me and you don't do what I say and you go to save those children, then I'll make sure X amount of these children die every however month or year or whatever from you going down there. He tried to give her an ultimatum about not going down there. And then what happened? She goes, all right, but for every whatever, for every 180 children of mine that you kill, right? On every month or every 30 days or every 40 days, whatever the fuck it was. I can't really remember, so don't quote me on that. Just take the context. Then I will bear this many male. I think it was like 48 female and like 13 male or something for every 10 days or 1 month or whatever. And so she said, all right, like I'll agree to that, but then I'm going to start to replenish the earth with better, and she's like, peace, fuck it, I'm out. Do you know? And actually, she's the one that snuck into the garden as the serpent to get Eve to eat of the tree to bring Eve down to help to rescue the children. So again, this is matriarchal society from the grand front, and where patriarchy poisoned the populace of saying woman was created from man. No, Eve was then created from one side. So he was split, not from a rib, from the side, from his side. So from one side. So then he was split in half, masculine, feminine side, and she was created. And the point of the matter is actually she was never told not to eat the fucking fruit. He was told not to eat the fruit, and that's why y'all got the Adam's apple, because you're still choking on your lie. Because you didn't get it down. You couldn't swallow the truth. You guys couldn't fucking cop to the fucking bullshit that you did. And that's just like literally this is the wounding of the masculine in patriarchy all of this time from that. And this is like the male only, that all of this shit is basically spawned and rooted from that whole thing. From him trying to run a power play on Eve and her basically being like, I'm fucking out, bro. Like either we're equal or I'm out. And like that's what's happening right now. And so basically what the Indians are also saying is this is the fourth world and we're on the fifth mass extinction of this planet, which means they're already saying like it's happening in the prophecy, it's already happening. Like they're just going to come and collect a select few like they did for the Mayans and stuff like that. Like how whole civilizations, like not a lot of them, but just like boom, they just all of a sudden disappear with no trace. That's essentially what's going to go on. And they're going to take us to somewhere safe while this crazy red hatted maniac nukes the planet. So either we fucking start doing something about it right the fuck now and figure out how to change the system, because it's almost been a year since the Three Eye Atlas came. That would be about September. They came August, Lionsgate. Yeah. So from Lionsgate until like the after like all the ancestors leave. So until like November. So from August until November, um, choose which timeline you want to be on, guys, because I think this is real shit. And like, yeah, that's kind of what they were showing me is like, those ships will be feeding. It's not going to be like an alien invasion like you guys think. It's going to be more like the righteous people, you know, like the fucking the rapture. The righteous people will be working like with the indigenous, with nature, with community, with the women and the children, essentially. Hello. And the unrighteous, or those that are going against like nature, um, will be here. They will basically be food or fuel, which means they're going to maybe continue them in the loop of sucking the life force energy, keeping them on a lower frame. Like maybe, I don't know, like the way that I pick up on it, to be completely honest with you guys, is like the virus has to be eradicated. The virus or the parasitic beings, these demonic beings in nature, they have to be eradicated from this fucking planet. So either we're going to eradicate them or we're all going to be eradicated. Is kind of like, and maybe like the special ones will be like, there'll be a few that are picked out to re fucking breed humanity. But those are the ones that are very knowledgeable, that are the keepers of the land, literally, that are coming from these ancient bloodlines that are the keepers of the earth angels. So, yeah, it's not looking so good. I mean, it's looking okay if you're doing kind things and if you care about humans, you know, if you don't care, if you care more about your physical things than you do about someone else's life, like if you're like my family, where you care more about remodeling your house or fucking taking somebody's house and money and inheritance instead of someone actually being able to live or eat or do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't act like you care about someone when they live in a fucking another country on the other side of the world and they're like, please, I need help. My phone's gonna get turned off. Please, I need help. I'm don't have water or food. And like, you're more concerned with like going on a trip and remodeling your house and fucking what? Like, no, that means you're demonic in nature. It means that you have no humanity in you. It means that you chose possessions. So you chose to be possessed, possessions over kindness, over love, over humanity. And that's what it talks about, is even those that are close to us, even our family, even our things like this, there will be a major separation. And this red-hatted dude will create the separations and start the wars that spreads into the whole world. Okay, guys? So let's just be real. So I'm gonna bust out this. Look at this judgment. The Tarot of the Southwest Sacred Tribes of Earth by Violetta Monreal. Okay. So first we have the King of Swords and Temperance. Okay. So literally, this is about taking action. This is about how we choose what side. Like I say all the time, history repeats itself, her story repairs itself. Mother Nature will regenerate itself, whether that means it gets rid of us and we're all part of the virus. So either we're working and saying, listen, mommy, is this going to make you happy? And that's what it is. We're either working in cahoots with Mother Nature, the planets, the tree, everything, right? We're the only fucking species on this planet that isn't actively cohabitating peacefully with the rest of the planet and the rest of the species. We're fucking taking everything. We're cutting everything down. We're sucking, like, we're not, this isn't about, like, if we didn't care about things, then the resources would be for what they're needed for. We wouldn't need to be fucking mining them and sucking the earth dry. It's like the same way we treat women is the same way we're treating the planet. And that is the reality. Um, hey, Amy. Sophia and the revelation. Sophia was the teacher. She was actually Yeshua's teacher. He studied under her. Um, because these divine womb priestesses, basically the same as Magdalene, right? This is Mary, is actually the name that was given as a like to these women. They possessed womb magic. They practiced womb magic. So imagine that the Mary was essentially like this is a high level witch, but not like a bad witch. This is like somebody like a doula, like birthing, right? So divine beings would be birthed. So imagine if they were attacked by, oh, let's say the other religions that came in, like that's what would they do? They would want to defile something that was going to be born divine, that was going to raise the consciousness of the planet and free people from this fucking dark agenda of this slavery, of this fear, of this separation, of this lack, of this famine, of this greed, of this gluttony, of this jealousy, of this envy, of this, you know, separation, pain, hurt, like all of that. No. So Sophia sometimes is grouped in also as Mary Magdalene, but realistically, I think that I think it's more likely that they were all initiates. They were all like ascended masters. They were all like maybe in the mystery schools or in the initiate schools together, right? They were learning these higher, um, what do you call it? Like the secrets, right? Secrets of the ages, whatever. But it's not just like secrets, it's just like secret wisdom. It's like how to tap in, right? Like Yeshua spent a lot of time in Egypt. Most people don't even know that. He's spent a lot of time in Egypt. And so yeah, he was studying under Sophia. You can look some of that up, but this is what patriarchy doesn't want you to know, because they want you to think that the woman is subservient, that all she's good for is birthing and serving. And this is how far back the patriarchal wound literally goes. And this is why we can't just hate all masculine. Everybody should be feminist to some extent, because we should care about where life is coming from, protecting where life is coming from. Because if we want another set of crazy megalomaniacs, then we're going to be in this constant state of stress, and the nervous system is going to be constantly dysregulated. Women need calm. They need oxytocin. The body, the baby changes based on. So do you know what actually happens when there's high levels of war, stress, strife, all of this shit? The body will actually reject turning into a boy. They all start as blueprint is feminine until it decides to turn to masculine. We all start as feminine, period. If there is too much stress or high level situations, all of the babies will start to turn to be female, because that's nature saying we need to save ourselves and reproduce ourselves. We're probably dying. There's bad things happening. Like that's how intelligent nature is. So that's what I'm saying is Mother Nature is literally how we're treating the women. What is birthing from the ethers into this planet? The pussy is the fucking portal, regardless. The ovaries, this men can't do that. And they got womb wounds, womb wounding, or whatever, womb envy, right? They have pussy envy, not penis envy. They have pussy envy. And so because of that, they created all of this shit just to keep women fucking locked in, when really they used to train under them and be like, teach us your ways. We want to know magic. Teach us how to heal. How do you do that? Masculine is structure or form, stability, structure, form. Feminine is creation, figure. They're both needed, at least in this state of polarity and duality, you know? Um, but yeah, hopefully that helps. But the reality is it's not about it's just about understanding more. It's not, it's just about, okay, what most people don't understand is most people that say they study the Bible don't even understand the King James version. Okay, this was a revised version, and they also don't understand that King James is also the same person who wrote like the fucking, what was it called, um um what was it called, uh demon hunting, demonic, how to summon demonic entities and all this other shit, right? Demons and how to work with them. Okay. Before he published, before, okay, go fucking Google, go ask your whatever, right? Ecosia is a better AI because they plant trees and they're not fucking sucking water like everywhere else. Ecosia, search them. But you can go and check out a search and you will see, wait a fucking second. Mind blown. So, anyways, um, they just wanted to take away the knowledge. It's the same reason why they destroyed Alexandria, the libraries of Alexandria, because all of that was teaching us a lot of things. There was already like vehicles and fucking crafts and all kinds of stuff that was happening there. And it was like all of the records of the world, all of the knowledge and the information was all kept there. And women taught there. Probably Sophia and many of them. People went all around, scholars were there to teach, people were there to learn, to share this knowledge. Okay, they went from far and wide. Okay, and it's like basically what the prophecies are saying is, even though they try to destroy it and hide it and whatever, that the divine said it will resurface within the beings, within these beings. It's basically seated in the ancient like DNA in the ancient bloodline, and it will be reawakened, and there's nothing that they can do. And that's basically, again, the prophecy, right, of Sophia. Okay, so the prophecy of Sophia also, the religious people link her to Lilith. Okay, and they said that Lilith is basically like this fucking the mother of the succubi, the demon, the the demon, the queen of the demons, the succubuses and all this stuff. But really, actually, it's because they fucking try to make her bad. They try to demonize feminine as they always have throughout time because feminine said, I'm not going to put up your shit. So they're like, oh, we demonize her. She's fucking crazy and she's a whore. She's a succubus and all this other shit. And that's what they did. That's what they did. And so the prophecy also talks about Sophia or Lilith re-rising. Okay. And this is like religions, like the Jews will shit their pants if you talk about Lilith. I didn't realize this until after I started doing it, and they're all fucking coming after me, trying to attack me and kill me. Right. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Well, because I was channeling Lilith and she was pissed. And the prophecy after I had channeled, I went back later on and like started reading and researching more about Sophia and Lilith. And basically, they will reawaken. They are divine feminine. They are the embodiment that starts to reawaken in all of the divine feminine. And this essence and this knowledge and this energy that is this divine feminine wisdom will start to awaken within each of us, each of the divine feminine. And so it's basically this old code unlocking, right? This is like Magdalene code, Magdalene, like all of this. And so what they try to leave out, right? What they cut out of like King James and all these other things is actually these prophecies of like what was it, of like Philip and John, Enoch, and all these, right? And it talks about all of this stuff. And that's why they just kind of like eradicated it. They're like, you know what? We don't need to tell people that they can fucking tap into their higher wisdom. And basically, that's what it teaches, is that the divinity is within thee. That's why I named my channel Divinity Within Thee, right? So people understand that there is no middleman between you and source creation, between you and God, universe, source, creator, spirit, angels, whatever. There is nothing. Your brain, your physical being, is the only thing that should be in between. In between, this is the two hemispheres, the right and the left hemisphere. There's 33 vertebrae. Jesus was 33, 33 vertebrae that if you're doing your meditation right, you get the what's called the Christos oil that comes all the way up your spinal cord, goes into the pineal gland, and comes back down. If you understand how the ankh works and how to circulate the energy, and this oil is what basically fucking activates your pineal gland, which is like the reason why people do DMT and stuff like that, so they can start to see what's in these other realms. And they're talking to these other entities and these higher level beings, and they feel safe and all this stuff. Basically, yeah, we used to be a lot more tapped in, a lot more tuned in to people that were in other dimensions. So let's say like telepathy and like how we're doing a video chat, like that you go into a theta state or you just open your pineal gland and they're having the same thing. They didn't have to take medications. After a while, they stopped um, they stopped communicating with the higher beings as much, and the pineal gland started shrinking. Before it used to be like this big. Now it's like fucking this big, right? And most people's are fluoridated, right? Covered in fluoride. So before it used to be a lot bigger and there was a lot more communication. And then as you see, a lot of the Mayan and other old Aztecian and stuff like this, you see them, all these carvings and stuff of them smoking the pipes, or the carvings of the pipes where they're talking to the aliens, or where the aliens are birthing the babies, right? And so this is where all of that kind of comes into play. But the thing is they block that because they choose, again, these people are the ones choosing what information you receive. Because if they can keep you in a fear state, which is what organized religion does, keeps you in fear of doing something evil or doing something bad, which the reality is when we ate of that fruit, that tree of knowledge of good and evil, it gave us the ability to come down into this plane and know the difference between good and evil, to have the inherent knowledge within our DNA to know what's good and evil. Now, free will goes into play. So now, if you know something's bad, like if you know that that shit doesn't belong to you and you just stole somebody else's shit and you're trying to claim it as your own, then you got to know there's going to be karma that comes back to you and you're going to get some of your shit stolen. And guess what? You're probably going to get that same thing that happens back to you 10 to 100 times more intense. That is a karmic balance. That is part of being in this polarity of this duality. Duality. Where you have unbalanced something, the balance has to be made. So you can't just go over here and pull fucking you can't just take a bunch of gold off the scale, because then it goes off the scale. So now you owe that. Do you understand? So until you refill that and create the balance again, you got to keep incarnating, or you got to keep fucking dealing with a generational trauma or karma or whatever it is. You get it? So anyways, it's kind of like that, right? So it's like a karmatic balance. And the reason why we're born is to have the free will. And this is the school, so we're here to learn karmatic. Now, what Yeshua and Sophia and all of them were teaching was this Christ consciousness. Now, the second coming is the second coming of the Christ consciousness, not a physical fucking man. And that's the thing, is people want to see a physical man because they have started worshiping a man doing exactly what they're told not to do by the fucking gods, which is worship false idols or men. They were never said that there was only one God. It just said don't worship false idols or men. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're saying that there is only one God, and that is a man. And most people don't even realize, because they're referring to Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior God. No, he's not God. He was a man. He was an ascended master that came down here that did like what I do, which is speak directly to God and the angels and the souls and the higher up, and say, hey, boom, 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 here's the information. Because he did the work, because he was clean and uh, uh, That's right. Ciao. Ciao. Sorry, I'm just reading you guys' shit to see if they're back on. Ciao, Steve. Um, yeah, okay, what do we say? Your lovely soul, you really appreciate my readings. Thank you. 77, Addie, maybe. John baptized with water, Coach Jesus baptized with blood. Oh, um, that's another interesting thing, right? So just so you guys know, that's satanic, that's Luciferian ritual. Okay, what they have you do to eat the body, then you do just like the cannibals. Yeah, they're giving you a little ritual to yeah, eat the body and drink the blood. That's a satanic ritual. In nature, that's a Luciferian satanic ritual, and that is why religion is opium for the masses. No. If you want to partake in sacrament, bless your food, bless your water, and partake of that. Eat those blessings because when you bless it, and this is what Jesus taught, hello, when you speak to your water, you can change the molecular structure of the water. When you speak to the food and bless the food, you can make it actually nourish you more. Okay? So to partake in the sacrament is to maybe to fast and to then break your fast together, right? Or to offer something, right? To partake in it, to do sacrament here, like in different cultures, right? Like I'm here in the Hindu, and they do offerings, right? This is what the sacrament would be. We do not eat the body and drink the blood. That is satanic in nature. I'm sorry that organized religion taught us all that. I was on that. I did that shit. Okay. I did it. We all probably did it. But newsflash, time to grow up and time to understand. Now, the whole thing about being baptized in the water is yes, the water is cleansing. The water is the oldest thing on this planet. The water just keeps recycling itself. The memory, the water is the most intelligent, so it can clear. This is a water planet, and we treat the water like trash, but it's actually what we're coming from. And I just like saw some other stuff like this avatar, this new avatar or whatever. It looks like they're in the water. Oh my God, that looks so cool. Okay, sorry, just making sure you guys could hear me. So, yeah, so we don't do things like, again, something that they told me, something that they've been telling me for years, because it's just even out here, they do some weird sacrifice stuff, like when they're making buildings and stuff. But they believe that when they put the animal under the building, that it's now evolving into a higher spirit, like a guardian spirit. But like still, what I was told is like that blood sacrifice is actually dark in nature. It's actually honoring the dark and the light, and it's something that we shouldn't do. Now, you should try something else, right? Because think about it. As far as translation is concerned, right? We believe this to be the word of God as far as it is translated correctly. That's like something that it talks about in the Bible straight off the bat. Okay. And I'm not trying to be Bible on you guys right now, but while we're fucking talking about it, we're going to talk about it. Because that's what you guys want to talk about. We're going to talk about it. So we believe the Bible to be the word of God as far as it is translated correctly. Now, think about this. Back in the day, that's what they had to sacrifice, right? That was their thing because, like, they bred goats, right? And it was like hard to grow your crops and all this other stuff. Nowadays, what can you sacrifice? You can maybe fast for a day. You can maybe fast for a few days. You can maybe, instead of doing all this extra stuff, maybe you can go and donate to somebody, like help somebody else. You can sacrifice something that you were going to give yourself or take for yourself by being like by paying it forward by giving it to somebody else. Do you understand? We don't actually have to fucking like kill living things. We can make offerings, right? We can sacrifice our time and our energy. We don't have to make physical sacrifices. We don't have to sacrifice body and blood anymore. This is demonic in nature. It is satanic in nature. Whoever tells you any other than that, no, like that scene in Terminator, your parents are already dead. Same shit. Okay? Not all the people that are in these higher level religions and stuff like this They have all been overtaken also by the draconian order. A lot of these high level spiritual and churchgoers will do that because they already have the masses that they're able to control or manipulate. And that's precisely what they're doing. And I hate to say it, but actually, I love to share the knowledge because when people start to think about it, they're like, wait a second, why would we eat the body and drink the blood? That is what those cannibalistic, Satan, Luciferian fucking pedo freaks were doing. Wait a second. So, you know what I'm saying? When you start using your old little noggin up here and you're like, woo, Ron Burgundy? What? Yeah. So, anyways, justice. I said justice, justice, peace, and unity. We got to come together in unity. Is really, this is the action, right? Justice. We're choosing this. We're choosing this. We're choosing to say we didn't miss that opportunity yet because we understand that it's fucking coming around the bend. We can evade this ending of days by aware of the maps and the information that was already left to us. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. All these people already did the work. We've already did the work. Like, we don't have to work so hard. Like, we can reach a lot more people to spread the information. Um, we don't have to keep working so hard. We can start working together in unity. Look at, see how there's four, see there's 10 of Wands here, but see how there's 4 wands here? This is unity. This is union. It's like I did all this work. They already carried all this work. Okay. For some, there can be some type of letter or some type of document, some type of something that has been in the works. Okay. That there will be justice on. There will be a decision that is made, and justice will rule in in the favor of the people. Now, this has been happening. They've been stopping data centers. They've been stopping um, oil and water fracking and all this other stuff. And yeah, I need justice right fucking meow too. But you know what? That's what it takes is us saying, I want justice, not being angry and wanting to hurt people, but wanting justice. And here's the thing, right? This is something that I talked about the other day because I was like, is it bad that I'm just like the people that are repeat like pedos or repeat rapists or repeat fucking whatever? Like, if you're doing weird shit online, if you're being a cyber bully, like generally, like if people steal shit, like they get a finger chopped off or their nose chopped off. You know what I'm saying? Like thieves and liars get like things chopped off so people fucking know to mark them so people know don't fucking this is a bad person, like you don't get like repeat like once you've done and people have said that's dark, you want to put these dudes dicks in a fucking jar like in a trophy thing, and I'm just like, bro, yeah, here's another dick that didn't get to perpetrate another child, here's another dick that didn't get to perpetrate another woman. They can't have, if you can't keep your weapon. If what you have is a weapon, right? Like if I went around every time I had a hair pick and fucking stabbed somebody in the eye or stabbed somebody, then like I would be like, you know what? It makes sense that they're telling me I can't wear a hair pick anymore or be around people. That would just be fucking normal. It wouldn't be abnormal. It would be like, listen, that's a weapon. You can't bring that in here. So if people are using their bodily autonomy and strength to do the same, like, should they get to keep their shit? Like, I don't know, bro. As the Ace of Wands enters or exits. But I was talking about this the other day and I was like, listen, I'm not a fucking, like, I'm not an evil or hurtful or malicious person. However, I feel like sometimes people need to be made example of. Like, because, like, I do believe that there's availability that sometimes people can get second chances. But when you're on third, fourth, fifth, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to do something now. And this is about us actively saying we're all ready for this justice. What do we got to do? We're all in. And having this spark for many of you guys, it can be about writing letters. It can be about writing or calling letters or signing some type of petition something like this, there can be something that has to do with some type of land or some type of new start that also can involve this. Somebody, you may have letters or something, messages. For some of you, again, it's going to be these people, these healers, these shamans, all these people that thought, maybe people thought that you guys were crazy. Maybe they thought like all this weird shit, but you guys are going to be the messengers. Yeah, you're basically, we're like the messengers, right, to this new earth. And we're birthing this new thing, this Ace of Wands. We're birthing this whole new thing together. And that's what it takes, is collectively to say, I tell everybody this all the time. If you don't say, I don't like fucking pedo fucking freak show, then you're consenting to it. Either you're non-consensual or you're consensual, and not choosing a side means you're consenting to it. So by saying, I don't care, it's not my fucking problem, I just want to get paid, you're consenting to the sick fucking shit going on. Only people really awake, and this is like the prophecies that are saying, people that are actually in humanity, people that are not worshiping items, possessions, physical money over people, nature, and humanity. So if you're like, well, fuck it, I gotta pay my bills and I don't give a fuck that I'm like slave labor, child labor. I don't give a, you do you know what I'm saying? Like, that is gonna be a problem. You guys are gonna have to answer to that. There is a higher karmic justice at play. Also, what people don't seem to understand is, even though we're humans on this planet, and even though we're doing this human thing, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, because psycho megalomaniac fucking orange dumpties want to fucking try to start nuclear wars, this affects the entire universe, the entire cosmic system, which is why now we have all of these fucking aliens and other people here. One of the reasons to prevent this from happening, because it affects more than just our fucking planet. So either they're going to eradicate the entire fucking planet before that happens, or we're going to remove and eradicate those parasitic viruses before our entire species and our entire planet gets to recycle itself. Have you guys seen the Grand Canyon? Have you seen shit like this? Like, that was a fucking laser, bro. I'm sorry, not sorry. The land didn't just break apart like that, bro. That shit was fucking laser beam. That's what they're going to do, just incinerate us and let the earth recycle itself. They're going to have a minimal amount of spots for the highest of the high, for the people that are really like in tune with nature and humanity, that are really well knowledgeable. Do you know what I'm saying? And it will balance. Yeah, exactly. It needs to be a balance. Yeah, there is no middle ground. Choose a fucking side. You cannot be Swiss in this fucking thing. There is no gray area here. Either you're dealing with the dark agenda or you're ready for a fucking new earth and you're not okay with that happening. Like, why, why are none of those people prosecuted? Why is the fucking person that's in charge of all of this stuff, that's already fucking signing on to fucking America being on Israel fighting? What? This is exactly what it says in the prophecies, guys. Go fucking check out some of, just like, swear to God, go and check out like some of the Native Americans. Just check out some of the Native American prophecies. I guarantee you guys will be fucking mind blown. But yeah, it's got to balance itself out. It's a karmic thing. Look at the world. And look at, this is the wheel of fortune. This is the wheel of fate. So those who have done their work, who are here to exist on this planet, who care about human life, organic substance, nature, and being, You, boom, 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 the light warriors, did you guys not just see the lights flicker? You guys are going to get the free pass. You're going to get the beam me up, Scotty, or the beam me down, bring me out of this bullshit. And the other people are going to get the wheel of fate. And it's not going to be looking so good for them. Because that means that they were of this dark lower frequency or agenda. And basically, what, from what I can understand, from what these higher powers are saying, yeah, the devil cannot exist here anymore. Look at this, the devil in reverse. I don't even read reversals. Devil in reverse cannot exist here anymore. So all of these dark, negative, demonic, parasitic things, it's like basically, okay, can I say it? Okay. So basically, to break it down to you guys, the way that they explain it to me is like this. Those who honor and worship, who reseat divine feminine where she belongs, which is basically reseating her story, right? Everywhere where feminine was rinsed out, like she's actually the inferior. Okay, we don't even have to go there. She just has to have a seat next to us, next to king and queen, whatever, right? Emperor and empress, right? The back to the, like we're made from the clay, right? Equal. Or what they're showing is when all of this stuff happens, it's like I basically kind of was like, here's what I'm gonna do for you guys. Here's what I'm gonna do for you guys because I know you guys want to destroy the planet and eat all these people and just suck off the life force energy, and you really want to go for it, right? They're like a billionaire that's like gonna buy up some fucking beachfront property and make a fucking golf course where everybody was like eating at the fucking watching the sunset, having a beer. You know what I'm saying? Like these ass hats. It's like this. So what I kind of told them is like, we can do it. We can show you that there's love. We can put feminine, like I can start to wake people up, right? And I started this whole matriarchy meow movement like a fucking year ago, right? And now it's actually like a thing. This shit's like picking up, right? And when divine feminine really started waking up, and I was like, this is what's got to happen, otherwise we're fucking gonna be eradicated. Like, I don't know, like, do you guys want to go into fifth mass extinction like right meow, because that's what they're trying to do. That's what they download anyway. So, and I wasn't the only one receiving that download. So basically what I said is, okay, like, let's see who all the divine beings are, right? Like, let's make sure like these 144,000 are awake, these divine, these indigenous, these, like, let's find these earth angels, these keepers of the earth that came here for this mission, that came here on this divine mission to really do this. And let's see, give us a year, because, and that's actually what I read in the prophecies today, is like they give a year to fucking choose the path. And I'm just like, because I was telling people, either you're on this side, either you're on organic or you're on Terminator timeline. You choose. And so basically, I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. The timelines are collapsing, the timelines are splitting, and we have to choose, and we're going in specific ways. And I said, okay, well, everybody who chooses to worship the holy, most high goddess, right? Who chooses to reseat divine feminine where she belongs as the source of creation, bring us first, save us. It's like, oh, you always want to save everybody. You can't save everybody. I was like, I'm not asking you to save everybody. I'm asking you to save the people that intentionally want to save the planet and humanity. Because there's a pretty decent amount of us, but in comparison to how many of us there is, we're like a drop in the bucket. Let's just be real. So, anyways, I was like, okay, well, this 144,000 or whatever the fucking, the light indigos, whatever. Okay. Can you get us? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, I said, okay, here's the deal. So all of the vampiric parasitic, right? Like leeches and stuff like that, like they love to feed off of that. They love to feed off of those ones because those ones run on addiction, on fucking porn, on fear, on drugs, on hurting, on harming, on fear, on separation, on hate, on jealousy, on greed, on manipulation, like these narcissistic, like literally the vampiric entities are like narcissists. This is really just like they're all just waking up. They're already the ones that are I feel like under control after really studying it. I'm just like, that's what they are. They're sucking life force energy from chosen ones, so we can't stay focused on our own goal. So I said, okay, so we can rally up the troops, right? We can get the band back together. Okay, we're getting the band back together. And then what about the rest of them? They're like, oh, well, that's going to be the trade. If you don't want us to destroy the whole planet, then we want that. It's like they're going to treat the sheeple like cattle. So if you guys have ever seen like how these fucking weird farmers and shit like put the cattle and the sheeps and the chicken and how they blah 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 like that, yeah, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. I don't know how else to say it, but and so this is the deal. This is the deal that came upon like Galactic Federation basically said, okay, here's what's gonna happen, right? Because they need food and they need fuel to get the fuck out of here, away from this planet, out of this system, and go find somewhere else to go to their dark agenda than here. That's why they were just going to destroy it and all of them on it. But instead, we can feed them and give them the fuel, which is these dark demonic entities and fucking humans that are trying to want to be part of transhumanism, whatever. And we can give that to them and they can become their food and their fuel. And that's okay. But that's the best we can do for you. Yeah. So, anyways, this is why I was like on this big thing, right? Like now it's been like a year, right? And this is why I was on this big thing. This is why I fucking kicked my ex out of my house and did all this shit because I'm just like, bro, like you're being hopped, you're being body snatched, you're coming at me because I have a divine path and mission and purpose. So either you got to get clean and sober and stop being around these type of people, like at least you need to do like at least a 30-day like and not be with these dark people and he didn't want to get rid of, you know what I'm saying? Comfortability of the same old shit. Like when you're used to the stank, when you're used to stanky pussy, I guess it doesn't matter, right? You just fucking take whatever hose on the fucking street. And because your ego needs more attention than your soul needs saving, I guess. I don't know. To each his own. That's free will, right? But it's a choice because birds of a feather flock together. And whether it's like I've heard so many people say, "Oh, well, I've been friends with this person for so long, but like we're on so many different like we're so like we could never, it's like is this person a good human or not? Would this person fuck somebody else over to get something? Bluetooth, no, connect. Ugh. Excuse me. You guys may have somebody may have some type of allergy to something. Hold on. Or if you have any allergies or you have any allergic reactions or something like this, you guys need to be aware because these people that did stab the sword in your back, these people that did abandon you or leave you out in order for some money and let all these other people attack you in order for some money, they chose their path. Now, whoever this is, they're trying to come back. Okay. They could be trying to message you or call you. They may have taken some type of letter. You may have some type of letter information. This could be a, a will or a inheritance or a check or a job offer. Who fucking knows? Insurance, something like this. Okay. Um, this can definitely be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is behind us and try to tell you half truths. Okay. Um, but forget these people, these people to go against you to put all these swords in your back. So whatever bullshit this is tell you, they're going to try to abandon you for money, or they may already have. They may already have. Hi, Cole. You like my outfit today? I'm just wearing which actually is like kind of a bad design. I didn't actually design this. My friend gave it to me. Um, to investigate why why the design is bad. Because someone needs to work harder on it. Um, so yeah, many of you guys, you got to choose this new path, and you're choosing this new path. And this path may take you different places. You may have different offers that are coming in um, around the world. Yeah, the high priestess. Some of you guys may be tapping into your higher abilities, your high priestess, your shaman abilities, something like this. You may be being recognized and you may be traveling around the world. You may get different offerings to go around the world. This can be part of the prophecy, right? Is like these people travel all around, right? And go and they bring the nations together. Yeah, nine of coins and four of wands. Yeah. And the nine of cups. So yeah, this is wish fulfillment, right? This is outcome. This is union. Many of you guys, you will be coming together. Um, maybe you will be meeting a divine partner or divine counterpart in this and creating this unity. Um, some of you guys need to be aware. You may need to check your vehicle. Okay. Somebody may be getting in some type of an accident. Okay. The chariot in reverse. Okay. Um, Somebody could have done something to somebody's vehicle, to someone's bike, to someone's car. What is this? Why is this chariot in reverse? You're going to be going somewhere. The hangman. Okay, you guys, it's like you've been, okay, so the hangman energy with the chariot in reverse. It's like you guys have been, I won't say necessarily stagnant, but it's like you've been kind of waiting. You've been waiting for this movement for an extended amount of time, and it's felt like nothing has been moving. Like you didn't know what's going on, nothing's happening. You guys are in just this chill spot in this hangman spot. But this is going to start happening very quickly. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, very quickly. The Wheel of Fortune. I think what had to happen in order for this Wheel of Fate to tip, in order to get out of this hangman energy, is there was some type of grieving, the Five of Cups, letting go of some of this other stuff, removing all of these third parties, these other instances. Now, some of you guys, in order to get into this High Priestess initiation or something like this, right? And to get this Wheel of Fortune to turn and to start doing all of this stuff. Yeah, you may have just had to clear some of these old energies and old people out from you. Where you're going may be all new people, right? You may not be able to bring any of these past circumstances, and that's why this third party here. It doesn't seem like he's crying um, over these pots. He's just like, oh, interesting. you know so yeah, maybe there was a bit, yeah, nine of swords in reverse. It's like there was some type of mental torment. It was like there was some type of spell work or something that was tied to you guys, and this is what's been kind of holding things up. But um it's like they wanted to put some type of spell on you for loss. For some of you guys, you may have some people trying to come back around, trying to make you feel um, lost, or trying to make you have to work for something else, for something that you've lost. Something that you need to know is you will be valued for whatever that you do, whatever your skill is. You don't need to be necessarily working for other people. You're about to get offers, you're about to get paid for whatever it is that you do. Okay. And these people wanted to keep you stuck in this state, thinking about them, thinking about all this shit. Okay. But they wanted to keep you in a state of confusion, of chaos, of depression. Okay. The sun in reverse. Yeah, because they wanted to keep you out of happiness. They wanted to keep you away from becoming the star. Okay. Maybe you guys are the star, right? The indigo children, right? The indigo stars, right? Hello. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They wanted to keep you weak. Okay, strength in reverse. They wanted to keep you weak so you couldn't manifest this end. Six of Wands. They wanted to keep you powerless. They didn't want you to have victory. Death in reverse. They attempted to unalive you, but it didn't work. All the spells are backfiring. So they're going to be victorious at breaking somebody down. They're going to be victorious in this insanity and this depression in reverse. They're going to be victorious in being weak. You know what I'm saying? They're going to literally lose everything. They're going to be weak. Some of these people could be, like I said, some parts of the prophecies talk about if these people were dark or demonic or evil, that they would die from sicknesses, from plagues, from starvation, from hunger, from whatever. Do you know it can be many things? But these people, it's definitely backfiring. The tower on them. Yeah, the magician. These people tried to told not to do the magic, and now it's the tower's coming back on them, and the devil is coming to collect. They made a deal with the devil, and these people, whatever they wished upon you to try to block your wish, collective, they can't. Six of coins. This is your. It's like they took something that was already supposed to be yours, and now it's got to come back. So if that means if that means you don't have a way to pay it back, then the Grim Reaper's taking your life. The Grim Reaper's taking your soul. Do you understand? Like you're gonna pay that back. You don't get you don't get out of this. That doesn't belong to you. Hey Doc, how you doing? Yeah, the Fool in reverse. It doesn't belong to these people, and they were foolish. Yeah, they thought they had all these options, but they were just in this state of disillusionment, and this is what's going on. And they could be very confused in a very state of confusion or disillusionment. This is what's going on. Yeah, because this is what they wanted from you, for you. For many of you guys, these people were preventing, um, yeah, preventing you from coming back in, like either connecting with your actual family, with your true purpose, something that you should have been doing since you were young. Many of these people could have been doing this work. Yeah, 501s attacking you since you were young, since you're a child. Collective, you guys have had harder, more intense missions and stuff to go through here because we're bringing on something that's a little bit more intense than everything else. So welcome the new era. But yeah, like I said, the people that go against the chosen ones, the divine, and against the union of this coming in, because this is part of the prophecy, right? Yeah, that's where the ultimate payout is. The Ten of Coins and the Two of Cups. So with the Four of Coins, yeah. So this is something that has been here for an extended amount of time. This is part of the prophecy. It's like you guys are creating new. It said that the world will come together, right? They'll come together, and then that will all speak the same language. That there will be a new language. Well, that there will be a new language that we all learn and can speak fluently. Now, what I picked up when I heard that this morning was this level of emotional intelligence, right? I don't know if it's necessarily like a specific dialect. I think it's like understanding like emotional language, emotional, um, like, you know, that's what I really feel, right? We're speaking a different language. I don't know that we'll speak one language. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll just adapt some new language, and that would be super awesome. But uh, yeah, what I really feel is the compassion, right? Compassion that like this will be, emotional intelligence. This is the language. This is a new language. Like we have a new language. We understand things differently than our ancestors ever have. We understand how the nervous system is working. We understand a lot more things and how to work more with nature in different levels. So we're already speaking whole other languages by moving through these things and by healing this ancestral and this generational karma and trauma. Yeah, 10 of cups. Yeah, we're really creating this new soul fam. We're really, imagine like literally that you're in a fucking running, that you're in a contest or a running for like who deserves to reseed our fucking human race and our planet, the 10 of coins again, right? Who's getting that generational wealth of that abundance, that legacy? Who is carrying on the legacy of our whole species? And if you were in the race, what would you have to offer? What can you offer to being part of the chosen few of the civilization? Stop thinking about that 1% or that 3% because that's what they're trying to do. And they want to reseed. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this show. What's it called? The Foundation. Foundation. It's like an old, not old, but older, like sci-fi or fantasy. And like that's what they did is they kept cloning and cloning and cloning the leader all this time until a mathematician came on and said, yeah, well, there's going to be a downfall and blah, 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 blah. It's just math. And he was just like, oh, you're evil. You know, you're doing prediction and blah, 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 blah. Right. But then they let them basically say, okay, well, you're going to choose all the smartest people and choose this much information and you get this much space and you get to put this much information and you get to go reseat and restart a whole new population on this other fucking planet on the end of civilization. Instead of us destroying you, we're going to let you fucking have your thing and see what you can do. And you guys have to really get down to what systems, what are you going to teach, what gets to stay, if everything's going to be destroyed, if there's going to be something, how does that work? So now imagine, what are you contributing to the collective? What do you have to contribute to the collective? Now, everybody doesn't have to be a fucking rocket scientist, right? Obviously. But we need people that are willing to do the work. We need people in all different, we need all the different things that are going on in the world, right? We need defenders, we need protectors, we need farmers, we need everything. We need all of that. Everybody has their own space, can succeed at what they do. And as long as what you're doing is for the betterment of the populace, right, of this new earth, and kind and loving and compassionate in nature, with nature, not for your own gain. If you would sell out your own partner for fucking money that you owe somebody and you would abandon them, you are a piece of shit. Plain and simple. If you will let somebody suffer and starve and struggle when you have the capacity to help them and you're in the vicinity, you are a demonic piece of shit. If somebody asks for help, for food, for shelter, and they're people that you know or that you should care about, like even if they're not somebody you know, just basic human fucking decency, and you have the available space and you say fuck off kindly, go fucking struggle, starve, be homeless, you are a piece of shit demonic fucking vampiric energy entity. You're not going to make it. You ain't putting in the fucking work. You care more about fucking money and pussy and whatever, control, power, manipulation, narcissistic abuse than you do about humanity, which means guess what? Rinse out and repeat if necessary. And the earth will do that. It's looking for these Knights of Cups. Yeah, Nine of Wands and Knight of Cups. It's looking for the warrior that's going to come through with love, no matter how wounded that they've been, no matter what. This new warrior, yeah, Six of Wands. We will be victorious by offering this compassion, this love, this humanity, not by demanding things, not by treating woman like she fucking owes you something. worshiping, literally, sorry, literally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in all of the levels. Like the best thing you can literally do is stop making extra trash for nature and go and worship a woman. Even if you don't fucking know her, bro. Like you can still get up, open the door, help her, make sure she feels safe. Can I walk you to your car? Are you cool? Blah blah. Like it's basic human fucking decency. There is no superior or inferior species, and if there was, feminine would by far be the superior. But we're still just here like, hey, but this is the prophecy, right? If you want to divert, if you don't want to make it anywhere and you want the species to end, then keep doing what you're doing. If you want to move forward and hop that fucking ride to safety, then it's going to take being these compassionate warriors. Okay? This has been a long time coming. The Knight of Coins. Yeah. The Six of Coins. This is about reaping what you sow. You get what you give. You receive what you give. If you want to receive love and care and compassion and be fed and be nurtured, then you actually have to do that to the thing that's creating life itself. The planet, Mother Ocean, Mother Nature, the moon, and the woman. Literally. Eight of Cups. We have to walk away from these old patriarchal structures that have us like out of emotional balance, out of emotional whack. Like the thing is woman woman thrives off of oxytocin. Men do not. Okay? Men need to feel validated. Men need to feel wanted. Women need to feel safe and calm. Okay? So when a man provides an environment where someone can feel safe and calm, guess what? He now provided something. So guess what? He's filling his physical needs. Actually, he's getting those boosts that his body needs. It's fucking nature, bro. It's science. It's nature. Like we've been going against nature by following patriarchal rule. Like matriarchal rule just goes back to dealing with children, women, nature, and men being the protectors and also being protected and cared for, not treated like fucking slaves or fucking killable war people. Like no, no, like that's a thing. The Eight of Cups. We have to walk away from these old ways. We have to leave them behind. Like just because they've been existing all this time doesn't mean they need to keep existing. You know? It's just something we have to do. It's like in order to receive this new information, it's like they've been waiting to give us this new information, this new technology, like all of this shit. Like all the shit. Like they want to download us. We're gonna get it, but we have to like it can't it's like this technology and the stuff cannot be accessible to these fucking evil entities. It's like every movie that was ever, every show or movie that was ever written in the fucking 80s, bro. Like it could fall into the wrong hands. Like, yes, this is what they're preventing. This is why we cannot receive it until we've eradicated all this bullshit. They're literally waiting to give it to us. Okay. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, we have to step into our own magic. We have to really harness the passion that is. And this is like, so the Queen of Wands, this is literally the the witch, the shamina. This is she's not coined, so she's not necessarily to the earth, but she's rooted with the earth, the thoughts, the elements, the fire. Fire was the source, right? So we have to seek back into that. Yeah, Empress. Empress. This is what births the new world. This is the energy that's birthing the new world. We work on it together. The Three of Cups, the Three of Swords. We heal these heartbreaks. The, I'm sorry, the Three of Coins. We work on it together to heal this heartbreak, this heartache, and Three of Cups in reverse. Remove any of these third parties, right? The third parties can be literally large corporations. It can be the patriarchy. It can be a fucking terrible legal system or government. It doesn't matter. These are things that are preventing us from working together to heal this. The Empress doesn't want the Empress, yeah, the devil energy. Um, Yeah, these are these third party situations. So again, these are addictions. This is addiction to porn, to video games, to work, to hurting people, to you know, whatever, right? Whatever. It's like the people that like to film the women that aren't there watching, like all of that. Like you're gonna end up on the wrong side. You're gonna end up as fucking food and fuel for these fucking dark order people. And I don't think you want to do that. I mean, to each his own. Everybody has their own free will. But you know, I just don't think that that's where we want to go. Yeah, Six of Cups. We want to come back to this state. We want to come back to this um remembrance, right, of how things used to be. And we used to be, yeah, before the fool in reverse, before we became foolish. We want to be the fool that obtained knowledge. We want to receive that knowledge. And sometimes we have to go back to basics. We have to go back to the start. Yeah, this is like ancient wisdom that's coming to us. Yeah, literally. The Six of Coins and the Chariot. It's ancient wisdom that's being brought to us that was taken from us, that was wrongfully taken from us, sneakily taken from us, the Five of Swords previously. Yeah, a long time ago, the Knight of Coins in reverse. They've been withholding it, actually. The Knight of Coins in reverse, he's already going slow. And reverse means he's not moving. So they've been withholding it from us, yeah, because they don't want us to step into our power. They don't want us to offer this love to each other. They don't want us to um, stand together. So it's ancient wisdom. There's ancient wisdom. We become foolish, and that's part of like a lot of the problem with AI, right? Is it's doing all the thinking and everything for us to where it's literally dumbing us down. And this is a agenda, right? This is part of their agenda. We need to start moving towards reminiscing. We need to start moving towards uh, having these things to offer with each other, the Six of Coins and the Six of Swords. Yeah, we need to move to calmer shores. We need to understand that we receive what we're willing to give. So some of us may know how to grow food. Some of us may have land. Some of us may have seeds. Some of us may have access to water or machinery. We don't know, but the point is we're all moving to the calmer shores together. This is the thing we're doing. We understand that this is a collective effort. We understand that collectively everybody is hurting. That this is a co-creative nightmare, and we need to regain our sovereignty and our safety and our stability. Yeah, because we're out of balance. The Two of Cups in reverse. We're out of balance right now, but we're choosing these two ways. Okay, we're very clearly choosing these two ways and this new world that we want to go. This is the way. See how the indigenous is going this way? This is the old way. This is the new way. It's two paths. Well, actually, what's interesting is the new way that he's choosing is based with the earth. See all the blue? The water, the nature, it's based about the earth. So this is actually probably the older way, but this is the past. This is his story. His story repeats itself. Her story repairs itself. Mother Nature. So we're going back. And this is the path. So hopefully you guys, any more cards that have anything to say? A page of cups. Yeah. Start with little offerings of love, whether that's to yourself, connecting with yourself, to other people. You don't have to know them. You can just be kind. You can see that someone is fucking struggling to carry something and help them carry it. You can see that someone's fucking hungry and share some of your food. You can see, do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't put yourself out, but like, there's more than enough. And when we start to, with these small offerings, when we start to understand that by giving, by being in the state of love, it emanates so much bigger than anything else can, than the fear, than the hate, and the separation. This love, this love goes farther. So even smallest acts of love, even self-love, is going to help to balance a lot of things out. And that's really what we need to do, is figure out how to balance this stuff out and move towards this new, yeah, work to move towards. We're creating this. We're co-creating this. The Nine of Wands and the Magician. Okay? We're creating this. We're writing the story. We're rewriting the story. We are the magician. We are in control of all of the tools here. We're doing the work to rewrite the story. How does that look like? Tell a vision of the future, of the utopian dream. That's why I said I see organic, but I would like to see some type of like solar punk, right? Because I think that like some of the technology might be okay, but I think a lot of it, like controlling and having all this stuff and the guards and the armies and all this shit being robots, like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Do you ever see iRobot or any of that shit? Like, I'm cool. Did you ever see Terminator? Like, Sarah fucking Connor would not be happy right now, bro. Like, she's been trying to warn us. Like, this is the whole thing, right? So, yeah, that's just where we're at. So, anyways, interesting. Write down your dreams, because you never really know what exactly it's related to. Like, at first I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to share this? This is going to blow people's minds, right? They're not ready. They're not ready for all this alien stuff yet. But the thing is like, they want to be here to help us, number one. Um, they really do want to be here to help us. So we need not to be so scared. But yeah, they're not going to come down like that. They really want to help us reach this level of consciousness. But we are going to have to trade some of these dark force demonic entities like to them for food and fuel. And I say, hey, fuck it, bro. We got like what, thousands of people from the files, right? That need some whatever, right? Like, let's just give them those. Let's just say, hey, you know what? Don't worry about our jails. We're not even going to prosecute. You want to boom, boom, boom? Because like, that's the energy that I'm putting out when I talk to the guides, when I talk to the Galactic Federation of Love Light. Like, yeah, do you know what? Five, tradition. This is uh, the Hierophant, you know? It's literally hitting this next level of understanding the devotion to the higher path, and that is what it is, right? So if we're devoted to creating, birthing this new era and this new earth, and it being beautiful and it being more back like we were in Atlantean times, where we're having way tighter technology than this shit, where we're not getting interrupted like this, we're not having fucking cyber bullies and attackers and all this bullshit, right? Like, all these people eradicated. Like, I'm about it. You know what I'm saying? Vote for eradication of the nations. Like, we don't need that shit. Hawk, omens and messages. Like, I'll take the omens and the messages. Write down your dreams, because you never know. You know, you may get another thing, like I did. I was like, what does all this mean? And then I was like able to go a little bit deeper and understand all of these prophecies. And then as I started going down, I was like, whoa, wait, this is what I've been channeling this for years. And I'm just like, oh, ooh, okay, that's cool. Like, probably because a lot of my guides are Native American. Like, you know, like the so tight, right? We're gonna see some tight things, but we have the ability to change it. Once we have the awareness, we have the capacity to change it. It is choice, and we either choose to do it or we don't. It's up to us. That's free will. But I would like to free us from this slave state. You know what I'm saying? Like, and see like how much farther we can get when we're in a more symbiotic loving system, right? Everything was free when we came here. We decided to create war and taxes, monopolies, and fucking all this bullshit when really we could just like be having people that are in positions that figure out how things can be allocated properly and everybody can trade. We're going to go back to these systems and I'm getting kind of excited for it, but um, hold that vision, tell the vision, write down the vision. What does our beautiful future look like? Not all the bad shit that's happening. What are all the things that we want? And then every day and every night, go ahead and read those out loud, share them with people that you know. Help to manifest this beautiful OG, organic, okay, organic intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence is still artificial, like artificial flavoring, like grape fucking flavoring, bro. Like orange flavor. Like I can't stand orange flavor, but I like all the fresh little oranges, right? We are the organic intelligence. Everything else is artificial, synthetic in nature. So nothing is better than organic. Nothing. We are the ultimate intelligence. And when we stop having these middlemen connect us or disconnect us from source, then we have the ability to fucking fully connect in and access, just like I can remote view and do telepathy and channeling, like so too can you. Maybe it's not everybody's major part of their wheelhouse, but like you actually can access it. I want to start probably teaching some type of classes of teaching people how to tap into their higher resonant frequencies because really we're fucking magic, bro. We're totally magic. This isn't the, like I said, I prefer like the Harry Potter timeline to the Terminator timeline. And I'm going to imagine cool things like this without crazy fucking dark entities, but understand that that's kind of what we're going through right now. And so we're just going to figure out how to eliminate those, whatever those fucking dark spirits are and eliminate them with our wands and be like, boom, 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 you're gone. Rinse out. Now we're just going to live here with all these cool creatures, right? The elements, the fairies, all these, like, bro, come on. Bring that shit back. Like, what? I don't know about you, but I'm trying to live like, would you ever see the Lord of the Rings? Like, bro, that's what our shit was like, even down to the elfian species. Like we had giant ash trees, like stuff was magical like that. Like, can we go back to that? Please. I don't want like we don't need to know. We don't need no mushroom nukes. I want like mushroom fucking chairs, little mushroom houses, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. Well, like Alice in Wonderland shit. Eat a little, drink a little, bigger, smaller, something like this. But like, nah, I'm good with all the other bullshit, right? And that's what happened. We got trapped in this dream state of where everything is what it shouldn't be, and what should be isn't, and what shouldn't be is. And so we just have to snap back out of it. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. I want to eat my little snack before I get my nap, before I get my rest on. As always, I appreciate your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. If you guys want to schedule a personal or private reading, there's information in the information box below. If you don't have enough resources right now, I'm also open to fucking trades, you guys, depending on what you have to trade. I'm also open to trades as far as that is concerned. But it is a little complicated because I do live in Southeast Asia, but I am totally open. Um, but if you want to potentially get a reading, I am doing the $5 reading raffle. There should be a link or something you can copy as a link below that gives you a little idea about that. When I have 25 people that have participated in that $5 reading raffle, I will be giving away 5 25-minute sessions. So it's a really good way to try to win. But you can also ask a question that I will answer live. Not, it can be, I guess, personal, but when you donate 5 to the reading raffle. Okay. So as always, guys, infinite blessings, love, and light. I appreciate you. Excuse me. Excuse yourself, maybe, right? Clear out some of this energy. Do some cleansing. If you need to do salt water on your mirrors, cleanse yourself with salt water or a bath or like on your face and your hands. Do some white sage, do a little cleansing. Keep your protection spells up. As always, guys, if you are out here doing the work, you are doing amazing. I am proud of you. Keep going. You got this. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are awesome. I love you. And as always, ciao for meow, matriarchy meow, fuck patriarchy. Let's go. Ciao for meow, Zoe out.